Hi guys, so it's you again. Today I'm going to show you my build and champion, how to one-hit your enemies in PvP and Guild League. So first I'm going to do a damage test. I'm using Alice, so there's no additional pet buff. We're just using our own buff. And then the target would be Demi-Human Medium, the typical element and race of the in PvP. So first Asura damage test. It's 4.3. So this one is neutral mech small. So we don't have any bonus for this, but let's see. So this is my current DPS. It sits around 300 without any additional buffs and pet buffs. If you use the Guillotine Fist, it increases, of course. So that's the typical combo if you want to kill a priest or knight because they're more tankier. And then you dash out. So if they still don't die after that, you need to fix your build. So I'm going to try my build in Pair Arena and show you guys. So in Pair Arena, I like to use the level 3 Brown because we're fighting chumps. So whoever survives the Guillotine Fist wins. So if you can see here, my build is very achievable just using all gold and then blue and purple cards. Although I do have some star stones, but that's from only the monthly, and then aside from that I didn't buy anything. So I'm just using the star stones to buy the title. So I live and then he dies. That's why it's important to use the tank build in Peer Arena or Chosen Arena, because whoever leaves is the one who wins. So I have four presets. First is the Asura combo, which is what I use for PvP. I'm maximizing the int because it increases the damage of Guillotine Fist by a lot, more than strength based on my testing. And then also the combo, which I use for PvE. It's not good to use Guillotine Fist on mobs and bosses because it has a huge cooldown. So we're going to just use the combos, which is the strength and the luck, and then throw Spirit Spear. This is only used for farming because this is the only AoE skill of Monk. And then lastly is Skill Tank Asura. This one doesn't have any combo, just pure Asura and then using the defensive skills. So I have Vit here, Int, and then Strength as well. So the only difference between the two is this one doesn't have a combo and it has a bit of Vit for survivability, particularly on Guild League. So first I'm going to show you my PvP build, which I use generally for PvP and Guild League, if I want to make sure to be able to kill the enemies, even if they are priest, paladin, or knight. So for the stats, you have to maximize your int because it increases the Guillotine Fist damage more than strength. And then for the skill build on first job skills, just prioritize the buffs. And then for the second one, damage, so the combo, and then maximize Guillotine Fist, that's your main damage. And then use level 1 root for silence and damage reduct. And then make sure to maximize this one as well because after you use the Guillotine Fist, you don't have any SP and HP. So this one, you will use this one to be able to use Guillotine Fist again. Same with here, a Mastery Flow increases the restoration of Spiritual Cadence. And then Zen. So you don't need to put skill here because you already have Zen, which gives you 5 Spirit Spears. And then level 1 Sura Battle Spirit because of the damage reduction of 5 meters away. So it's very, very good at level 1. And also Feather Light because this allows you to be able to use the dash even after you use the Guillotine Fist, because normally you won't be able to use any skill and attack after you use the Guillotine Fists. So what you want to do on Guild League is punch them and then dash away. And then maximize this as well because it increases the damage of Asura Strike or Guillotine Fist. They're the same. And then the combo. So that's it for the skill build. And I'm going to show you my gears. So for the gears, the priority is Knuckle Mastery, which increases damage for medium and large. So that's a free skill worker card, and also medium by 15%. So this affects the Asura Strike. And for the accessories, I'm using the Rogue Treasure Cold Heart build, which has Ignore P-Def, increase attack 2% and physical damage. And then the Infinite Combo, which increases the combo multiplier. Asura Strike is also considered combo, so it increases the damage of Asura by 21%. And it ensures that when you're using combo on hitting priest and knight, you still have the Spirit Spear, and you'll be able to use Asura Strike anytime. Because if you don't have this and then you use combo, you will have to gather spirits first before you'll be able to use the Asura Strike. And then another skill is the Guillotine Fist Fury because it has a 15% physical attack. I've tried the other skill, but this one is a lot better. The other one is increases your P damage. P attack right now is more valuable than P damage. And then for the cards, I got the Hydra card and Scale Worker. You can buy this in Guild Shop and Asset Shop. They are free. And Armor, you can use Rod of Rock card because of the SP. Guillotine Fist relies heavily on the amount of SP that you have. And then same for the Cape card. These are easy to get. Fildora in, which increases SP as well. And ideally, you want the Ninetale card, which increases int more. And then for the shoes, I was able to get the Wild Rose card. And then for the accessory, you can either use Greatest General and Mantis card, or best is the Bongon card, which increases your P damage. But right now, it's not that important because on my testing, the int increases the Asura more than strength. But the combo relies heavily on strength. So what's the difference between the PvP and the guild tank? So I'm going to show you. The gears are the same, but the difference is the skill build. In here, I didn't add any of the combo skills. I'm only using the Guillotine Feast as the main source of damage, and then I've added mental strength and loot so that it has a 28% reduction, and also mental strength just in case I need to tank on a PvP scenario. And similar to the Sura Battle Spirit as well for the increase. Now I have more skill points. You can add the First Circle to increase the duration of the silence and loot. So this is very useful in a guild league because it has a 3-meter scope. So you can dash in and then use this and then Zen and then kill one. So and then after that you die. That's the ideal scenario. And then for the rune engines of this build, I'm prioritizing brown and yellow for tankiness, and then level 4 of this. So in guild league, this is very useful because it reduces the physical and magic damage taken of all allies. And then warding halo, and then the other one is the Nova heal, but I don't have that. Then just low HP shield, body amplification, anything that's increases my tankiness. But for the Asura build, the typical PvP build, the rune engine I use is level 3 blue because this increases the Asura strike, and your priority skill should be Bloodthirst Blade. It increases the damage for 12% because you want to one-hit the enemy, and then the single target because most of your skills are single target. And then you would also want the Deadly Finale if you're able to get this because assuming you'll be able to one-hit your enemy, this increases your damage as well. And then after that, if you still have an option, you can use the chance for bonus damage. It increases your P attack. So after you hit them and then this procs, you can do the Asura and then the damage boost. Ano pa ba? For the pets, you can have alternate. For the cards, you can use the Sasquatch as well, but right now I'm using both Rod of Records for to maximize the damage. So I'm gonna show you the difference between using between max strength and max int Asura. So my Asura here is 3.7, so I'll do another one. I removed the level 3 blue because it has a chance to increase the damage of 40%, so it's not gonna be ideal for testing. So it's still 3.8. I'm gonna change build here. Max strength build is only 2.7. Why int is more better for guillotine strength than strength? Because int is scalable. Aside from the max SP of 10, it also has the 0.2%. So if you have more SP and then this is percentage, it increases a lot compared to the strength, which doesn't have a percentage base. So this is max strength, Asura test number 1. So it's only 3.2. So there's already a 600k difference, which is a lot, especially if it's on PvP. I'm gonna show you guys how to do a 1v1 PvP. Make sure you do the self buffs and ready to have your Asura ready. And then before you engage, you use the root, which procs silence and tankiness. You can tank it a little bit. If it's an archer with or gunslinger, I'm pretty sure you can one-hit them. And then you can dash in and then Asura them. So that's 73k. Because most of them, the HP right now is only up to less than 60k. You can also use this to silence them. He's AFK. He's on auto. So dash and then silence them. And then root. They have Petrify. It's really annoying to fight with, but you'll be able to kill them in one hit. So because if you use Guillotine Fist and you won't be able to kill them, you need to run. You won't be able to skill. And also naturally, champions are tanky. And you have the cadence as well you can use for personal heal. Additionally, for the Relic, you can just get the blue ones. So if you participate every Wednesday, you can get this or buy them. So what I have are the strength links. You can also use the int ones, whichever you have. These are only bought 3k Zenny each in trade, so you can buy them. So this is very cheap because it's only blue. But if you have enough Zenny, you can also buy the purple one. So instead of just the 4 for 6 strength, you can have 4 for 10. So that's additional 4, which is also very good. And then for the home lucky treasure, you'd want to look for the Guillotine Fist. If you have a 6 star, that's an additional bonus to have the Guillotine Fist whenever you do the wish. So the rest is just up to you. Whatever you, for me, I like the freeze rest and defense. You can also get the blind rest and then just the attack. But the best is the ignore neutral resistance, because the damage of Guillotine Fist is always guaranteed to be neutral. So you cannot use an element to affect the Guillotine Fist. Only the combo will be affected. So that's it. I hope you enjoy. I apologize for the length of the video, and then let me know if you have any questions. Bye. Napalakas ng sumas ay ito. Kita. Napalakas ng asura. Sa point, may lot.